Good morning, Walking Tall. Good morning, Cammy. Good morning, Cammy Bammy. I love you too, baby. Where in the freak did my garlic go? Now, how the heck is that gonna work out? Oh, no, that is Cammy. Walking Tall, you know what that is? Who knows what the freak that is? That, that great section, y'all. You're trying to look at these little itty bitty words. Walking Tall, what is this? Oops. Oh, it's on the floor now. It's on the freaking floor now. Corey, it's too early to be weird. You're a man. How do you just wake up weird? I just wonder. Cam, life example. Don't hang with men like Corey. Sometimes you just being around somebody could dumb you down. Have you ever heard that? Sometimes the company you keep will dumb you down. Good morning. Freaking garlic. No, I got to know. Tell it, please. Garlic. Cammy was right. Garlic. It just happens to be a little piece. Usually the ones I pull out are so freaking big. I'm like, I had one the other day. That sucker was like, I'm like, what the heck? Yes, garlic. Now I gotta take my garlic. Oh, I'm disconnecting from the internet. Ain't nothing working. My early morning garlic. My early morning garlic. No, don't do it. Sometimes you just want stuff to be easy. But I see today ain't that freaking day. It's like, yeah, right. That would never be my first thought when I would wake up. Well, definitely ain't my first thought, Cam. I'm like, why are you here? Why are you doing it? Don't eat that nasty stuff, girl. With the vinegar bottle. Alrighty. I'm not sure at this point in time why that was my thought. I don't know now. I don't know. It just ain't keeping the vampires away. It's keeping everybody away. I love garlic. If people knew how healthy it was. Rodney, I'm with you when you're right. But that's a little kicker early in the morning, boy. That's something different. Rodney, you know what I know, huh? The other day, Rodney, I went in there to get a piece of garlic. And the pieces that were coming off were so big. I'm like, I was just taking like a trooper. I'm like, you know what? The higher power grew it that big. I'm gonna eat that sucker that big. I ain't never seen that. That was amazing. I had that little itty bitty piece. But I'm telling you, those other pieces, they felt like it was the size of this little mandarin orange. I popped those suckers in my mouth. I was like, I will never go organic garlic again. No. Devin, I'm talking about the biggest pieces of garlic. I try to be healthy. It was like every little piece. You know the garlic clove is shaped like this, right? So you're just breaking pieces off. And, put them in my mouth and I eat them. I'm on the healthy thing. But I tell you what, them last couple ones, it seems like every piece was this big. I'm not lying. It was traumatic. Do you know if you leave garlic in your refrigerator long enough, it'll start growing? That and a potato. Sometimes I'll leave them in there and let them sprout. Then I'll go plant them just for the fun of it. I ain't never actually been able to grow no actual plant off of it. I don't know. I still try. I I was done. I've been doing it all my life, so I don't know. I'm wondering how freaking healthy am I going to be? Certain things I've always done. Where's that bottle at? This I drink every morning. Garlic every morning. That's what I'm saying. Certain things I've just always done. Here I am with freaking high cholesterol. I don't know what's going on. Other things going wrong in the body. That's why I'm like, well, what's the point of eating healthy? Hold on, let me get in my comments, guys. And I'm not going to be trying to read them. Yes, raw garlic. Yeah, Michael, I do have a deep voice. And I'm also sick. But if that offends you, all you got to do, that's all you got, Mike. That's all you freaking got. Sunny, there's my baby. There's my baby. Hey, Sunshine. Is it test? I don't know, baby. It's sometimes I wonder, what, them trying me or me going through my health stuff or both. Sonny, you know I'm like you. I will cuss them out. I darn sure will. That's how I know me and you, we share the same DNA. Remember, baby girl, when I used to say Granny understands you more than you think? Granny's just like you. Granny's a loose cannon girl. Yeah, me and you, when they really league up and spaz out and just let them have his no. Nah, I'm like you, Sonny. You know what? I'm like you. I just ain't finna let anybody talk to me any type of way when you wouldn't talk to me like that in person. I'm just big on that. Respect me how I respect you, and that's it. Hey, Lex G. Lex G, Lex G, Lex G. First, you eat the garlic, then you drink the vinegar, eat some lettuce, and that would be almost a whole salad. I got freaking I got freaking spinach in there. I eat that healthy crap. But yeah, here I am sick. That's just so crazy too. I just still can't mind. My mind won't even. It just won't even let it make sense. It won't even let it make sense. And then when I heard my kidneys, I said, "What? What?" No, Sonny, I appreciate you, baby. Listen, one thing I learned in life. The way my life works, I can't explain it, Sonny. It's so weird. I've just been thrown situations in life, or life, like you, life will not let me be great. When I was out there savage, doing savage things, I had the most beautiful life ever. I try to humble down, be somebody's mother. So I've always been somebody's mother, but somebody's grandmother, and just be the woman I'm supposed to be. Had I stayed savage and doing whatever, it's just crazy how the world works. Listen, Ben Dendro, don't ever think my voice stopped me from getting a man, okay? Don't do it. And don't get your feelings hurt this morning, baby. Don't do it. How about you act like a human and say, "Good morning. How are you?" And then I will say, "Good morning. How are you, sir?" Now, either A, I can be your friend, or B, I can make you go get your mama and your sister. That's where it's at. Yeah, Sonny, you will always, baby. You will always. That's automatic. Are you posting anywhere? Sonny, I looked the other day. Sonny has 2 pages now. 2 or 3 pages. Girl, it's hard to keep up with Sonny. It is hard to keep up with Sonny. Sonny, if you post something on that one page, you gotta tag me. Child, I'm old. I can't even find half these pages. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm getting older by the freaking day. My my thinking ain't what it used to be. I'm like, boy, this is not what the freak I signed up for. I freaking promise you. So are you using the other page, Sunny, at all, or what's going on? Yeah, so that's all, Sunny. I'm trying to shake this freaking pneumonia. Now I found out my kidneys ain't doing right. I'm just like, oh, what the heck? Now, I just had the triple surgery. I'm just like, you know what? Just ain't gonna think about it. Ain't gonna, even though it's like right there, I'm like, you know what? I ain't even gonna let it destroy me. Not gonna let it bother me, even though I'm really off. Always something. Always something. That's why I tell you sometimes, as I was trying to tell you way back then, sometimes it ain't even us. Sometimes it is us. Sometimes it's a combination of both. Sometimes the decisions we make life harder for us where we can't reach our potential. And I'm guilty of it. You know what I mean? I've made decisions just like everybody else. If it means birthing a child or too young or when it's not ready or with the wrong man. There's just so many different scenarios in life that can later on down the line, you know what I mean, just throw you off too. And then you got, everyday things that just land on you just because they freaking land on you, just because that's the way the world was spinning that day. So you're just like, what the freak? And then here's another thing, Sonny, that I always notice. And you know this too. People judge people. People have always judged people. And what everybody forget amongst the judging people is at the end of the day, what do we think? What do we think makes us better than other people in real life? We think it's our money. We think it's the stupidest things, the stupidest. We think we get above people because financially we might be in a different place. We think we may be above somebody because we hold a certain type of position at work, financial staff, financial possessions. And people fail to realize those are accomplishments, and they're beautiful accomplishments, and may everybody on here get those accomplishments. That's something the world deserves to win. Now, if anybody wants to see people win, Sonny, it's me. I want everybody to do good. I don't care if you're black, white, pink, or purple. I want you to be able to win. But at the end of the day, what people don't realize is them things in real life mean nothing. When you go to heaven, you left them like you never bought them. You can have children, grandchildren, wife, aunt, uncle, whatever it is. When it's your time to go to heaven, it doesn't matter who needs you, what you've accomplished, you're going. That's it. You're going there. You go wherever you're going. You're going. You know what I'm saying? So the things we think define us don't define us. When we're in the hospital, we could be laying next to somebody that don't even have 2 cents of their name. We come into the world a certain way and we're going out of the world a certain way. And that's it and that's all. We get besides ourselves along the way and we believe we're better than for things that just don't even, and all these people that think they're better than, they're crappy people. They're like really, really crappy people because what they base their life on, they feel, okay, okay, let me start here. People misunderstand achievements, goals, dreams, and purpose. Somehow it gets mixed up in life. At one point, people are just living to pay their mortgage, pay their this, pay their that. They're not enjoying life, or they haven't found their purpose. Their purpose is just not to work and pay bills, and that you have a purpose outside of that. These are things we're supposed to do. So it doesn't matter if you're renting your house, you're buying your house. These are things we're supposed to do. We have purposes outside of that. And a lot of us never find our purpose. Just like when we was younger and we was going to school. My clothes better than yours. You know what I'm saying? My mama's car better than yours. I mean, it's something, people have been competing with people since the beginning of time. And the reason they're competing, I'm better because, to me, just sounds like a bunch of crap. Doesn't sound believable. Felicia, I ain't looking young. I ain't looking young at all. It's good lighting. You see this old lady. You see this freaking old lady. No, because you know what? My dad, he gave me this reality check one day. He gave me this reality check. I'm like everybody else. People tell me things and I take it in. Sometimes I don't move on it. Sometimes I do move on it. But it don't mean the knowledge of the words won't stick with me. And my dad was telling me, he was like, "You think you're special? You think you're cute?" He called me a heathen. I'm not gonna lie. My father called me a heathen. A heathen. A heathen. A heathen. And he might even threw some curse words in there, but he definitely called me a heathen. And he said, "You're so beside yourself because your little car, you got, your house, you're really beside yourself." He said, what is you doing with life, girl? Here I am thinking I'm at the top of my game. I'm at the top of my game here, job wise, management. I'm also in the top of that game. I got the biggest house. My kids have never struggled. Nobody knows what it's like to get a bill, even come close to getting a bill, the utility turned off. They don't know the pressure of not having food. They don't know any struggles. And I'm over here like, yeah, I'm that woman. I'm that woman. My dad was like, well, what's your purpose? Like, what you doing? He said, what are you doing that makes you think you're so great? I'm trying to figure it out. What made you so great? He said, you woke up talking to people like that because you thought you was who? What made you better? He was like, what have you accomplished? And he's just sitting there. And I'm sitting there telling, he's like, what did that mean? What is that? What is that? And then I'm standing in front of a man that got lots of money. Lots of money. He looking at me like, what you doing with yourself? You're only existing. When I was at my highest moment, my father told me I was only existing. I was only existing. At the highest point in my life, my father told me I was only existing. And I was mad. I'm like, what? What? I'm the best out here right now. I was only existing. And he was honest with what he said. You're only existing. What, you're working to pay bills? You're supposed to do that. Everything you're doing, you're supposed to do that. He said it's levels to everything. You want to rent, own, or just like in your job. It's levels to everything. But what you're doing, you're supposed to be doing. So what made you so great? And who are you talking to like that? Saying my dad was a beautiful man. And you know what's so crazy? I ain't gonna tell no lie. Everybody knows my dad is white. And my dad was kind of prejudiced. And hear me out. I don't want to say prejudice like that. Don't get it. That's why I want to clarify the story. But I'm going to say prejudice because that's the word that we would use today. My dad was raised up in the country, where it was miles between houses, where they had to walk. You got to remember way back then, it was a different day. There were not black people in that area. It just was not. We're talking about country. It just was. You got to remember that many years ago, land was land. You know what I mean? So it's not that my dad was prejudiced. My dad was just never around black people. Well, therefore, my father turned into a hippie and went and met my mother. So therefore, no longer was and I don't even like to say prejudice. You know what I'm saying? But that's the word that the people would use. My dad ended up being the type of person where, so obviously race, my dad loved who he loved. Regardless of his upbringing, he loved who he loved. So he ended up being a man that had some money, had a business, land, all that good stuff. And I would see my dad donate so much of his time to people, to people. It didn't matter who it was, white, black, pink, or purple, to people. It was crazy. I would watch my dad buy people cars. He would go to their job, to their house, and do jobs for them for free. And just, if he was somewhere in a store and he seen a young man doing something or whatever it was, or he just would have an encouraging word, he just did that. He just truly donated himself as a freaking person. It wasn't about what you own. It wasn't about what you had. It wasn't about how you talked to him. It wasn't about, it was just about he did what his heart told him to freaking do. You just don't meet people great like that. I'm getting stuffy. You just do not meet people great like that. And out of all my life, and I'm not just saying this because it's my dad, I have met very few people with that type of compassion for others. And to see a man with so much money and none of it meant nothing to him. It did not mean nothing to him. Yeah, it was nice. He accomplished it for his family. When my dad left the yard, he drove the oldest car he ever seen. But what made it so bad? He had machinery that you would drive that cost. My dad was literally just not impressed by riches, not impressed by how everybody's like, yeah, I got this. I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody have money and give two F's about it at the same time. That was such a different experience to see that man. That's crazy. That's crazy. My mother used to have to get on him and be like, man, you. And not that my mom, she don't mind helping people or nothing like that. But my dad, he didn't even put a monumental amount on it. If his heart told him to freaking do it, that's what it was. That's it. That's it. Just to see somebody like that's crazy. You don't see too many people that just gonna give their time, effort, money, just whatever, just because they're truly there for people. That's why I say I will never reach that man's greatness. Ever, ever, ever. And then to watch him, the man that came from country laying cows, just become such a pillar of his community. My gosh. Regardless of race, monumental status, whatever, he treated people as people. Good man. Good man. Love you, Dallas. Love you, Dallas. Have a good day, baby. Yeah, my dad, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. He gave me the game. And Sonny, this is one thing he told me about dating. And I want you to, hey, Celine, I want you to take this to heed about these guys. When I was somewhere in my 30s, when I first, my 30 exactly, my dad said, once again, what you doing? I'm like, you know me, I'm at the top of my life. What do you mean? I'm just got an S on my chest that don't even know why I had it there because I was basing my happiness off of, or who I was off of, everything that everybody else does. And I thought that's what it was supposed to be. He's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, what you mean? Once again, I'm her. And, he broke it down to me again. And what he was basically telling me was, you need to find somebody. You're getting old. I'm like, what? I just turned 30. What's that mean? No, I'm still young. Like, what do you say? Everybody thinks they know everything. I'm telling you, everybody thinks they know everything. There's no way around it. I thought I knew everything. This person thinks they know everything. You think you know everything. We all know everything. He was like, no, you need to get you a man. He said, all right, Miss Independent. Yeah, you can pay your bills. Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can do that. What's that? He said, them things you're supposed to be doing. He said, these things you bragging about doing is things you actually supposed to be doing. He said, I don't understand what you're saying. That's all I'm telling my dad. Used to check me, boy. He used to, either you can get it nice or you can get it rough. And here I am, big S on my chest. What are you, still acting like I'm her. He's like, listen, no, you need to have a spouse. You need to have a spouse. He said, at the end of the day, he says, we are social beings. He said, you are aging. He said, you have to find somebody that if you're having a good day, you can say, hey, hon, A, B, C, and D happened to me. Or, hey, I got a flat tire. He said, you have to have somebody for you. somebody that is designed for you. For you, somebody, he said, there's somebody out there designed for you, but you're so busy looking at, you're going to miss who's designed for you. You have to have somebody to have your back. He said, you can be the big dog all you want, but who's going to hold you down? And he also, he also taught me you can't love them all. Sometimes some of them are just hit them and quit them. People are put in your life for a season and reason. I'm telling you, man, my dad was giving me the game. And here I am. I know everything. I ain't listening. I know everything. Oh, Cam, yes, the trolls are so stupid. Sometimes the things they say, I'm just like, this is my thing. I don't wake up to go intentionally hurt nobody. I don't do that. I've done a lot of savage things in life, but one thing I'm not going to do. Sonny, that's another reason I quit doing videos on you. Because my videos were seeming more like bashing. Remember I told you that before. You see, I barely do a video now because I don't even want anybody to think, because I'm not a basher. You know what I'm saying? I really, really want to give life lessons, but sometimes people can perceive things wrong and it will seem like a bashing. You know what I'm saying? And when going back to the trolls, I'm going to piggyback off this. When you see people just wake up and they just, look what time it is, y'all. Look what time it is. Who even wakes up that early and has time, or at any point in the freaking day, has time to go to somebody's page and try to hurt their feelings, degrade them, do this, do that. You never know what somebody got going on in life. You never know where somebody's at mentally. You don't know. But how unhappy are you to be the person to go do that? So when these trolls get on here and they're trolling Cam, I'm just like, in real life, you're just so unhappy with yourself. And you're trying to pour that unhappy on me. That's what you're doing. That's what I'm doing. Because whatever I got going on in my life, as much as I tell you guys, you might get a little upset or perturbed, but in real life, it ain't going to move mountains over there. Just like what you got going on, it could get me a little upset and a little perturbed, but it ain't going to move mountains over here. So the fact that we go to each other with that negativity, just, and once again, it goes back down to how are we better than the next person? Where are we basing this at that we're better than the next person, that we can treat the next person like this? What really makes us better? Once again, are we basing it on finances, the whip we drove to work, the house we live in, the shoes we put our feet in? Is that what we're basing it on? Is that what we're really basing it on? So it has nothing to do with morals. It has nothing to do with how you treat yourself, how you respect yourself, how you treat others. It has nothing to do with that. We're just basing it off of child. Good morning, Williams. Yeah, they don't care and they're miserable. And that's the thing. To see people that miserable, Sonny, that's why I don't want to be no part in no sector. It just like when I would do those videos, people would get under my videos, and I know you went and seen some of the comments. And I'm like, you're missing the memo of what I'm saying. They would say something negative, and I think they thought that I was gonna like ride with them, like, yeah, F Sonny. You missed the whole memo. She gonna be all right. Like you're taking my lesson because you wanted to you want to turn it into drama. You're taking my lesson, and now you're getting up under. So it's weird, Sonny, because I would do a video on. I'd say, well, hey, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. Here's this ideal, here's this ideal. They would always turn it around and turn it so negative. So then it would be weird because in my chat or my comment section, it's like I'm sitting there, I'm riding for you against them under a video I did about you that they turned dirty. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, dang, that ain't even where, you know what I'm saying? That ain't even the direction I was going in. But that's the direction you're taking it in. That ain't even where I was going with the video. So now I'm in there in my chat like, nah, you ain't finna say that about her. Now that you doing a little too much, you know. The world loves drama. The world loves drama. They love to see other people suffer. They love to see people fight. They love to see people down bad. They love to see people against each other. The world loves to see people hurt. The world just loves drama, and they don't care where it comes from. They don't want to get on here and just come see Granny talking her BS about the beautiful world. Oh, but I bet you when I'm on here, I'm crying. You know, the world has just hurt me. My health is effed up. You know, my older kids with autism. Oh, they're loving that. They're loving that. So it's like, and much as you show the transparency with it, they want to see you down bad. Nobody wants to see you happy. Nobody, they want to crush you, and they want to keep you there mentally at that level. And who are they to put you at that level? It is just so weird. It's so weird. Yeah, people are, I don't know. People are something else. It's the same. Only thing here is people on here, they just get to be like warriors. They get to sit behind a computer and pretend they're whatever thug they want to be. You know, what's weird to me is a lot of time it'll be men. In my situation, it's men. Like, what type of man even wakes up talking to a woman like that? Like, what are you doing even talking weird to a woman like that? Boy, I'm somebody's grandmother. Let's start there. I'm somebody's grandmother. Children in their mid-30s. Pulling up on 40. Like, you wouldn't even talk to me like that in person. If we were in person and my son heard you talking like that to somebody else's grandmother, he would knock your teeth out of your throat. Like, certain things men just don't do. And when I get on here and I see these men do it, I'm like, oh, so your mama raised some. Just saying. And your father failed you. Hello, Ashley. Have a good day, David. Nothing, just talking. I give life lessons. Women, I'll be talking about this and I'll be talking about this. It all coincides and wraps and hooks together somehow. But that's all. I really just came on here to say good morning. Good freaking morning. That's all I really came to do. But then my baby's on here, so I'm giving her life lessons. She already knows I'm a rambler when it comes to the life lessons. But I'll start here, then I'll go here. It's somehow all connected. You just have to put it together. But when it comes to life lessons, I just love giving them. And, sometimes, just like I said, people just give me life lessons. We all ain't got a grandmother. We all ain't got a mom. We all ain't got a dad. Not everybody came from a perfect family. So sometimes I'm like, if I could say one thing that somebody might be able to use, I'm sure they ain't going to use it right then. But if you can use it later on in life, somewhere where that information will benefit you and help you power up and be a better person, I'm all for it. So I'm always going to ramble when it comes to my life freaking lessons. And I do not mind doing it. Pregnant with twins. Congratulations, honey bun. That is so freaking exciting. Girls, boys, do you know yet? I have twin grandbabies. That is so freaking cool. Child, I don't know how my daughter did with those twin babies. I don't even know. And my other son helped her raise those children. And he has autism. So that goes to show you high functioning autism. That goes to show you, once again, another life lesson. Here I go rambling again. Life lesson has nothing to do with nothing. But that goes to show you, people with mental health issues are still people. And they still they can serve different purposes. They're still, they might not be able to be the best breadwinners or, you know what I'm saying, strongest power players, but they can still function as a productive family member. So to see my older son be able to actually help his sister raise twins is, and I'm telling you something, that boy is the best freaking uncle ever. Best freaking uncle ever. Best freaking uncle ever. Amazing. Amazing. And look, when I get the twins, I'm overwhelmed. Like they run all through. They just run over Granny. Not, they don't, that's a lie. But when they were little, boy, I was struggling. I was struggling. My son, he had them two babies. Like, I'm like, oh, it's what we do. Until this day, he's favorite uncle. He's like dad. He's like, he's always been there. It's amazing. Boy, it wasn't meant for me to have two. No. It was not meant for me to have two freaking twins at once. No, ma'am, no, sir. Hello, Brandon. Josh, if you did win the Powerball, that would be a beautiful thing, honey bun. If you did, don't mess the money up. Do the right thing with the money. I'm proud, but still at the same time, Sonny, them children, boy, they still have their little. That's the only thing about them. If you see them, they look just like us. You can't tell one was a model. They look just like us. So it's not like they're that tight. They just have, emotional moments. And when they have those freaking emotional moments, you're like, just because they're having those emotional moments, I'm not having those emotional moments. So for me to have to go through those emotional moments, you're like, you got to remember, because I don't have those things wrong with me. So for me to go through that fluctuation of emotions is very a little rough. Got to remember my mom had it. So it's a lot. Yeah, overwhelmed is an understatement, baby. Understatement. And it happens whenever, and that's it. But mental health, period, is emotional, you know what I mean? That's what. The only thing where it gets tricky for me is, my children are grown and they're mobile, just like us. So it's different when you have an autistic child that can't walk or can't talk or, is delayed. My children, my one son is smarter than probably everyone we know. Both of them are physically mobile. I mean, just like us. One of my boys is big, cock strong. I'm talking about big, a big, 6 months pregnant. My daughter had her babies at, was she 7? 6 something months, almost 7. You'll go further. But my daughter went early. And babies were so small. They were like 1 and 2 pound babies. They were so freaking tiny. Oh yeah, Sonny, they're like putting feet on her and all. It ain't meant for me to have 2 children at once. I'm telling you, I don't know how people do it. I used to watch my daughter, her husband, and my son with those twins. They made that stuff look easy. Do you hear me? They made that crap. Still to this day, they make it look easy. I get them 2 children at the age they are, and I'm like, because that would have been all Sunny. Everybody ain't made for everything, and I'm one of those people. My grandson said the funniest thing when he came over. Every time he comes, the twins, they like to turn the living room into a basketball court, and I'm down. this is the YouTube part of the room. So it's limited space over here. You know, I got the little massage thing over here, and I got the sectional. This used to be uh the exercise area, but I turned it into the YouTube room. So it's very limited in space. But if my sons say they want to turn this into a half court, I forget what they call it. We lay the tape down, put the basketball goal on the door. I mean, I give them as much space as there is possible. And my grandson looked at me, and I'm over here frustrated, covered in sweat, and I'm trying to move off all this stuff. And he says, "Yeah, grandmas do what they have to do for their grandson." I looked at that little boy. I said, "Boy, you got game. Do you hear me? You got game. You got game." He's like, and then he said it again. He said, "Yeah." And then he doubled up and made it good. He said, "Yeah, a real granny is gonna do anything." This is just how he said it. Will have to do anything for their grandsons to be happy, and you did that. I was bent, and at the time when he said it, I was bent down, moving furniture, doing whatever. I just had to stop what I was doing and look and just be like, "Oh yeah, you got all the game." Like he wasn't even trying to run game. He was actually just shooting out a compliment. But he only realized he put the S on my chest at that moment. I'm like, "You go, grandson." Had me feeling like a champion all freaking day. I'm like, "Okay, you know how to handle granny. You know just what to say." And he wasn't even trying to run game. He was just giving his honest, and I was just, I said, "Oh." At that point, I said, "Boy," I said, if you tried to run game, you wouldn't be able to do it right. Just your natural, it was just something you just didn't expect him to say. I'm just like, because he was like, in me, I'm talking about he's shooting baskets, they're kicking the ball with their feet, they're wrestling, and just stopped out of nowhere. And we just had that little eye connection, and I was like, it was this powerful moment. I said, I high five him. I was all right. Just one of those letting me know I was on my granny thing and he seen that. I said, "Ain't that special?" Sweet little guy. Sweet little guy. They're still trying to figure out what color I am. I noticed that. I'll bring that conversation up with them. Or sometimes they'll bring it up. Because they think they're all the way black. I'm not sure where they get that from. Even my children, I don't know. Tyrone, Fredo. One time my grandson told me I was white like the wall, y'all. And I said, "Well, what color do you think I am?" And they'll say, "White." And then I'll say, "Well, is your grandma white?" My mom. They'll be like, "No." I'll be like, "Well, is your grandpa white?" They'll be like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "Well, what color am I?" "White." I'm like, "Are you white?" "No." So now they're just starting to realize they're Asian. They're starting to realize they're all these different things. Because kids, kids don't understand color. Here's another learning lesson coming from nowhere. Kids don't understand color. They look at our color of skin and they compare it like a crayon. They don't understand color. They learn color, race, issues like that from what they hear the parents say. Kids don't understand color. Just like me growing up, I didn't even realize I was a biracial person. I thought I was a human being. I didn't even realize there were different colors. When I seen people, I didn't see colors. I just seen difference. If somebody else told me my dad was white, called me the N word, I didn't even know what that was. I'm like, "What? What do you mean that ain't my dad? What?" Yes, I don't understand. I'm half white and bright. No, but it's weird. I'm telling you, I did not even know that my mom and dad were different races. I didn't know. I went to school one day and they called me the N word. And I'm like, I always wondered in school though, Because when it was time to have like beanbag time, where you get your reading partner, the little things you do, nobody ever wanted to partner up with me. I'm like, that's weird, right? That's weird. Like, what's the issue? But I was fine. I had some friends, but it was like because my dad knew him, so it wasn't. People always treated me different, but I didn't. I didn't think nothing about it. That day, somebody called me the N word, and I went home and I told my mama. She was up at that school so fast, and then someone said they see my dad, and they're like, "That's not your dad," because I wasn't always light like this. I was darker, and my hair was curlier. And I posted the picture somewhere on my community chat, and you'll see I was like, looked like a whole different person. And I'm like, what do you mean that ain't my dad? That's what the kids would tell me. Like, what do you mean that ain't my dad? What? What? And I went home with this information, and I'm telling my mom, I'm like, why are people saying these things? And I think I was probably like 10, 11. And my mom was just telling me people were ignorant and stuff like that. And I'm like, but that's how I found out that I was a different race. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Even though, I mean, I seen my skin was different because remember back then I was darker and I seen my hair was different, but it didn't, you know what I'm saying? I just thought it was my skin. That's why I say children don't know race. It's things they're hearing from their parents. Once again, one of those life lessons just came out of nowhere, it didn't mean nothing. Yes, they think you're mixed. And then now here's another thing. I'm not black enough. I have black women get on here and bash me all the time. Uh, they call me CRACK heads, Sonny. Oh yeah, that's their thing. What else? I want to be black. I'm an imposter. Quit trying to do this. We don't need you. Who are you trying to? Oh, this is what they used to say about you, Sonny. Who are you as a white woman to try to tell a black lady anything? To try to mentor a black lady? So I'm not black enough to be in your community. I'm not white enough. Child, still to this day. And who would have ever thought at this age race would still be an issue? If I say anything about my hair, people think I'm bragging. And what people don't even know, I don't even like my own hair. I don't even like light skin. I like dark. I like, to me, this is the epitome of beauty. This color. This, not brown. This color. I know, let me take that back. Brown is beautiful too, but I'm truly in love. I know you guys know what I'm talking about when you see those models. This beautiful black is the most beautiful. Oh my gosh. So it's like I can't say anything right. Everything just turns into a race issue. Can't laugh at this joke. Can't laugh. I'm just like, it's weird. Who would ever thought at this age I still have race issues? CR, I don't know. I can't figure it out. I've never. I'm gonna record one of these conversations I have one day, and you're gonna be like, let me tell you the last conversation goes. I have this girl, friends with, been friends with her forever, and she has a cousin. She has a couple cousins. Every time they see me, somehow, and we like each other. But this just goes to show how race works. And this happens to me all the time. Every conversation we're in, ends up going racial at one point. Or they'll be like, Yeah, she ain't black, but she has some black D inside her. What? What? And then they'll be like, well, hey, why do you like black guys? Have you ever dated a white guy? I'm like, and I'll just be sitting there looking like my children are blacker than you. Like if you really, really, and then they'll say things like, no, you're white. Your dad's white. You're white. Regardless if it's your mom or your dad, you're white. When I look at you, I see a white woman. Like we were just talking about the molding you put in your house. Like what are we doing here? Then I'm sitting there looking like, are you really looking at me? Like, are you really looking at me? I don't have Caucasian eyes. I have a wide nose. I put a white person here, put like a white person here. Like it's a difference. My skin is yellow. Like, does anybody not see that I'm yellow? This is actually yellow. I'm does anybody see? I'm yellow. I'm yellow. Like you don't see and like why am I having a racial debate about who I am? Like at this age. Oh, it happens all the time. I'm telling you. Colorism is this is what listen. Colorism is very real. Just like my new job. New job I was at. Thank God I ain't working there no more because boy, I was gonna snap. There's this hierarchy because it's all black staff. And here I come. And once again, there's a thing where a customer came in and was flirting with me. And I made a comment out loud. We're all women, or we're all, you know what I mean? You get to know each other. And I'm like, ugh. And it wasn't because the person was white. Because I think there's some cute white men out there. I've just never, it's not like white men. People don't realize, once again, white people can tell I'm not white. Just because a black person can't tell, white people know I'm not one of them. So I just made the comment at work where I'm like, I don't like him. And it was just the way he looked. He looked dirty. It wasn't because his race, it's because he looked dirty. And the one lady said, well, what do you date? Only black guys? I'm like, you do know I'm black, right? And they're like, no, I didn't know that. We thought you were white. I'm like, and then they don't believe me and they're like, so what? How'd you start dating black guys? I'm like, what? Like, how's this conversation here? Like, are we looking at the same thing? I'm just wondering, are you looking at me when I'm talking to you? Because when the real white people come in here, and I'm standing by the white people, I know you get like a little comparison. Like I know you see we're like different. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. Yes, it's all different shades. But that's how the world looks at it. White or black. Even one of my son calls me white. I'm like, what? What? Like my mother is not white at all. My mother does not have a drop of Caucasian blood nowhere in her freaking body. And my dad, we can't even put that 100% stamp on him. I'm just saying. Because his dad had NIGGA hair and a wide nose. I'm kind of questioning things. But that's a whole nother story. That's one of those, if you were passed off as, you went as. Because back then it was a different day. Oh yeah, colorism is still a thing. Biracial people always have problems. They just never, A lot of times they just don't talk about it, but it's a real deal thing. And it's, look, at my age, I can guarantee at least once or twice a day. It's like I have to walk around telling people all day long. Yeah, and then they think they can handle you a certain way. That's all I always have to tell them. Do not let this light skin fool you. Don't let this good hair fool you. Don't let none of this fool you. You're not getting a Becky experience from me in no form or no fashion. I know that's what you might think you're getting, but this ain't what you want. No, actually, I have sub-Saharan African. I have like African. Yeah. Asian, like a whole bunch of stuff. My mother is a bunch of stuff, and white is not none of them. You got to figure she's Filipino, so her people bred with whatever, yeah. And if you know about, that's why I say I don't know how much you're even familiar with those type of races itself, but I don't want to get flagged when I say this, I'm going to say it fast, but at one time Filipinos were. So, hey, Fly Live. Yeah, so actually, I want to take one day just so I can show you guys. You got to be like, there ain't no way. The lies you freaking tell. Because until you see it on paper, you're going to be like, no way. No, no. But if you really look, you can really see there is a lot of stuff here. A lot. Just like if you guys look on my page, those eyes you see, that's my daughter's eyes. That's one of my daughter's eyes. You see how she got and my eyes ain't even, that's my daughter's eyes. Fly Life, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying, Fly Life. It ain't working well, but I'm freaking trying to get better. I'm trying. I cannot freaking shake it off. Sonny, they be talking about Granny so bad. Oh, they be talking about Granny so bad. Old white woman. They talk about me so bad on here. How does your feet come out yesterday? Oh, I just did the basics. I bleached my nails. Did you get my secret for I gotta bleach them again. I didn't like fine tune them or nothing like that. Let me tell you what I did do. I shaved myself without the Asian lady, armpits and all. I was kind of proud of that. Shaved myself, gave myself two little ugly braids. They were looking like something yesterday. What else did I do? Shaved, washed and combed my own hair. Oh, no, I bleached my toenails. I did the bottom of my feet. I gotta bleach my toenails again. I'm trying to get them like super, super white. I like to wear that black toenail polish and then real dark color so it stains my nails. But my feet are like freaking baby's feet. I'm not gonna lie. It's a feeling that your life has been easier because, oh yeah, and then somebody told me the other day, let me read that again. Honestly, it's jealousy. It's the feeling that your life has been easier because of your complexion. That's my opinion as a darker black person. Well, Keely, let me tell you this. Somebody said to me the other day, did I ever use my white privilege? How would I ever do that? Because white people, now, I'm glad you said that. That's an example. Keely, at the end of the day, and I know you don't mean that in a bad way, and I know you rock with me, so I love you. and we're just conversing. So white people do know I'm not white. So I can never use white privilege with them because they don't see me as a white person. Just like you guys don't see me as a black person. You see what I'm saying? So I can't really pick a side or claim a side or just be a certain person because those people don't see me just as that person. They don't even see me as that person, period. Good morning, Dane. Listen, don't be amazed by my body. Don't do that. My body's built the way my body's built. There's nothing I can do about it. What do you want me to do? You want me to put it in my back pocket? You want me to put it under the couch cushion? What do you want me to do with it? What do you want me to do? Just because your woman's not shaped like that, what do you want me to do with it? I've been shaped like this all my life. What do you want me to do with it? Don't just because these are foreign, weird things to you, you shouldn't be amazed by nothing like that. I'm not amazed by it. It doesn't intrigue me. Where do you want me to put it in my pocket? Want me to put it back here? Where do you want me to put it? Where do you want me to put it? You're amazed by that? Yes, Dane, he does. I have to get back into my practicing. Even if it's something I do at home. I gotta quit letting life overwhelm me in the things I do in life. I have to quit letting them. Jay, don't say them words on here. Yes, I love you too, Killy. I love you too. Granny loves everybody. I got a big heart. I love everybody. I don't care about skin color. I don't care about what you own. I don't care about how crazy you act. I don't care about how much you cuss. I don't care about your finances. I don't care about none of that. If you rock with me, I rock with you. And that's it. That's just how I feel. All that other stuff, it don't mean nothing. I just appreciate people being kind to me. You treat me kind, I'll treat you kind. You talking to me bad, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. One thing I'm not gonna do is disrespect. You cannot disrespect me because you wouldn't do it in real life. It goes back to house versus field. Okay. Oh, you know what else I've had somebody say? Yeah, yeah. In your day, if back in the day, you would be in the house. Like that was a privilege. Yeah, I'd be in the house getting R8 every night. That's in slavery days. That's what I would be doing, birthing the master's children. So you make that seem different because I'm in there inside the house. You make it seem different, like I still ain't getting abused. What? Because my bed, because I'm laying on maybe a mattress and you ain't. It's better. Yeah, they told me. Yeah, in slave days you'd be all in the house. What's that mean? I'm in the house. I'm enslaved just like you. I'm just getting different things done to me. And let me also tell you this. Yes, Dane, I do know and I do understand. But listen, you have to remember, I have people on here that are all into all different religions. So we don't push religion and we don't push politics. I really appreciate what you're saying, and I do know it's true. But when we come here, we're just people that like each other. We don't push those things because we do have people that have different beliefs, and everybody has the right to do what they want. So I love what you're saying, and I definitely 100% agree with what you're saying. But don't let that be your agenda. Just come in and hang out and We'll love you, and every time you come, we'll speak to you, encourage you, support you. I will time and block you, keep disrespecting my granny. That's right, I got my baby in the house. And like I don't let nobody do her, she ain't finna let nobody do me. And this is something else, Kelly, a lot of people don't know. I know this is gonna be one of the ones where the world is just gonna hate me for saying this. Black people are not the only slaves. We're not the only slaves. I know that's a thing that's just going to come out totally wrong, but I want people to research. Slavery has been around since biblical times. You were enslaved because caveman times. Slavery has been around because of your religion, race, money. Slavery has been in many countries. So there were a lot of slaves out there outside of black people. And when it comes to the black slave trade, it was black people selling black people. But there were slaves in many different ethnicities. There, like I said, people were enslaved at one point just because of their religion. So caveman days, people been enslaving. So we just can't say just this race. There has been slaves. That's why every country has dictators, presidents. We're still slaves and we don't even know it. That's why everybody asks me how do I feel about the debate and stuff like that. And I think it's a cup of crap. Because at the end of the day, we're enslaved. We're enslaved by somebody. The world, that higher power, the G word, wants to keep us separated. Once again, I know this, my lessons are just all over. Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to conversation. I'm like, Granny, stop doing it. But I just can't help. This is how you see, this is how I really am. I'm like really shooting little gems out no matter where I'm at. And they're not even wanting, and I'm just throwing them out there and people are like, it's just, I don't know, it's something I got from my father. I don't mean to be that person. I don't mean to be. We're slaves to the smartphones. Arenthius, how are you feeling, Arenthius? How the freak are you feeling? Everybody put a prayer in the freaking chat for Arenthius. Arenthius has some things that he's dealing with, and we want to support him to the utmost. And my prayers and love is always with you, even when I'm not freaking there. Then we can get over slavery if there was equal opportunity for all. We are the only person in the U.S. that didn't get what was promised. Oh, I love his name. Oh, you got your workout in? Kelly, the government wants to keep it. Oh, I hate to say that word. I want to do a whole different page, but like I said, people don't want to really hear the things I'm saying. They don't want to hear. I want to do beauty hacks. I wanted to do life lessons. That's how I even got here. Sonny, this is how me and you even got attached. Let me tell you how we got attached. I wanted my page to be about beauty hacks, little government secrets, stuff like that, life lessons. People just didn't want to hear that. People don't want to hear good. So I realized in order to give a life lesson, I would have to use a public figure to still, because I'm still going to be who I'm going to be. Certain things I stand on, and it's giving life lessons, doing this, doing that. So that's how me and you, Sonny, thing even happened. So that goes to show you I'm really this weird person that gives life lessons. I don't know why. I don't know. I can't stop doing it. But the higher power, the G word, they want us to be separated by finances. They want us to be, think, there's how many people in the whole world all together. The whole world, don't matter what state, what country, whatever. They want us to be separated. The world don't, I'm telling you, the world don't want to hear this good stuff, Sonny. They want to hear cussing and fighting and fussing. They don't want to hear this save the world stuff. the powers that be want us to be separated by actual preference, finances, race, this and that, because they knew if we stood together as one, we'd overpower them. I'm gonna say that and walk away. I'm gonna say that and freaking walk away. I eat a bag of donuts a day. Oh yeah, I need me a bag of donuts. And now here's another thing. Let me say this. We can sit there and say reparations all day long. We can say that. And I'm not against it whatsoever. But I also want us to remember that we were not the only ones enslaved. We weren't. We weren't. We were not. Now, how long can we continue to say that? Now, this is why I mentor the youth. I'm glad we got here. This ain't that day no more. Am I saying things are 100% right? As a biracial person, I'm telling you it's not. I go through my own issues till this day. But this here is a different day. And what has happened is us as a collective, the majority of us have accepted just being mediocre instead of going out there and getting what we really want or we really deserve. We have, and this is going for a lot of races. We have just accepted being mediocre. There could be way more black people in power. There could be way more Chinese people in power. And I'm just throwing out different, there could be way more whatever they want in power. Human beings are just accepting to be mediocre in this day of age. I want me a freaking donut so bad. I want me some unhealthy food. I just want to live like everybody else. But obviously, I can't freaking do that. They're still in play, but them systems, this is just it. Now the way it works, them systems are actually against everybody. Everybody, regardless of race. Everybody's getting touched by that higher power in some form or some fashion. I'm not talking about the religious higher power. We are all controlled by somebody. All of us. All of us. Now I want me a freaking chocolate donut. Hey, side. We are all controlled, just like we were talking about money. We're getting taxed on our money. How many different ways? You got to pay taxes when you go to the store. Tax here, tax here. You got to pay that bank account. You got to pay. Good morning, Rose. Just look at half the people that we go to war with. You know why we're going to war with them? Because they got minerals over there. They got little things in that dirt they need. They own their own banking system. That's why we're going to war. And yes, I'm smoking a Newport. Baby, I started watching it, and you know what? I lost interest. I lost interest. Did you watch it, baby? I lost interest because you know what? I'm like, I just see things for what they are. Regardless who wins, we're still being gosh darn controlled. It was crazy. And I went in and out and I was checking in and out and stuff. We're still gonna be controlled if this person wins or this person wins. We are still freaking being controlled. Oh well, we knew she was gonna drag him. We knew that. Because he's done so much goofy stuff. That was a no-brainer. It's just because you have money doesn't make you classy or make you make right decisions. You know what I mean? So, we knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, I'm just like, what the heck can you do? I learned a lot. I spend all my free time learning, and this goes way back to when they first brought them social security numbers out. so they could keep track of us because yes, we work for them. So I know that's one of those off-task comments again, but yeah, we're just controlled people. We are controlled freaking people. Free my grandma, say it again. You know, Russia and China linked up with Africa, right? You know why, right? You know why. That's what I'm saying. It's the information's out there for all. It just if you're gonna go out there and look for it. I wish I was an angel. I'm a little bit of a savage. I wish. In my dreams, I would be a pretty little angel, a little rough around the freaking edges. I don't know. That's why I don't know. The world is just a tricky place to be in. That's all I got to say. That's right. You see my old butt staggering. I'm an old lady, y'all. The world is a tricky place to live in. I got to get myself together. Miss C. Cammy, I ain't telling you who to vote for, but if there was anyone, even the Dixon, yeah, that's true. That's true. Child, I don't know. There ain't no right answer. We ain't got no control. That's what it comes down to. We ain't got no freaking control. Hey, CJ. I'm doing my morning. Let the sun in. I've been going to sleep pretty early lately. That's only because I'm sick. I've been getting some pretty good sleep though. I woke up this morning at 7. I'm like, I should go back to bed. Then I'm like, no. I'm up. Let me get my day started. I'm up. This is what we're doing. This is what the heck we're doing. This is what we're doing. Cocolina. I tell you what, that little sander thing got my feet so freaking soft, y'all. Going for Donny Boy means the future kids behind us will suffer. I believe wholeheartedly if he wins, he's gonna screw us. You know why they brought him in? You know why they brought him in? Because he's a numbers man. He's a businessman. That's what qualified him to run the world. Yep. Cause Sonny, here's why I think about this. And actually, people might think that the prez is in there like coming up with stuff. He has a team that works for him. He does have input because he is a numbers man. So remember when the C word first came out a couple years ago, how they pushed that money out? Because the government and him realized how many things would shut down. At the end of the day, they make our money. They print it. So why we think we're getting this money that really means something, it really don't mean nothing. It's printed paper. So they gave us this paper to go put back into the economy so the economy wouldn't crash. Everything is controlled. Everything. Yes, the true rulers can't be seen. Like I said the other day, what's the name we were talking about? Oh, what's the name? What's the name when I told you guys how many heart transplants? What's the name? It's on the tip of my tongue. What's the freaking name? What is the freaking name? What's the name? Remember I was talking about him the other day? What is that freaking name? Rockefeller. Rockefeller. Real life monopoly facts. Cost of living and help with food prices. If that don't sound like a good president, I don't know what is. Check into the name Rockefeller. That's all you got to do. Now, I'm going to give you prime example. Somebody, if they have a phone right now, check and see how many heart transplants did this man have. Check and see how many heart transplants did this man have. Just check and see. We'll start there, and I'll walk away with that. Check and see how many heart transplants he's had. Check and see how many heart transplants that man had. I want Kamal to visit the hoods and not just the barbershops. Facts. Pull the name Rockefeller and see how many heart transplants did the father have. Do you see yourself as black? What do you see me as? That's a good question. What do you see me as? 7. Sonny, do you know how hard it is to get a transplant, period? And when you go to get a transplant, you of all people understand this. There's certain protocols you have to have health-wise. Your weight has to be up to par. This has to be up to par. You have to go on a waiting list. Why am I not standing up? There's a lot of things to that. How did one person get 7 heart transplants when his health wasn't even permitted for those heart transplants? How did one person get 7? Do you know in CHINA, they have transplant places on one part of their area? They have transplant places on every block. Where are all those ORGANS? Where are they coming from? Where are they coming from? Money. You can do anything with money. You can buy whatever you want. You can fix whatever you want. You can hide whatever you want. You can do money. Do you know at one point they controlled media, news, all that? They're never going to tell us what's really going on out there because it's not our business. Just like the press isn't sitting there saying, hey, well, I think we should do this and this and this and this. They got a team that thinks for them. Best believe if something were to happen to both presidents, they're not the one even coming up with the decisions and thoughts. It's a team. It's teams. Making the president think he got control. It's someone actually running him. Running her. Whoever it's going to be. There's somebody running them. Our own government. Pull in, go into that China thing I talked about. And dig around and you'll see where they're getting theirs from. And if you think that's only happening there, you're lying to yourself. Yeah, there's so many ugly realities that I got to put researching and learning. That's what I got to do, child. What would I do if I were in a room with Trump? Nothing. Nothing. Why? What would you do? I ain't on all that weird stuff. I did all that weird stuff in real life. What would I be doing with the old freaking man? What do you want me to do? You want me to attack him? You want me to hurt his feelings? What do you want me to do? That's an old freaking man. Regardless what, that's an old man. But I have respect. And even though I don't, agree with him, whatever it is, that's my elder. What do you mean? What am I going to do with him in a room? Nothing. You give him wedgies all day long. I'm not doing nothing. That's somebody's father. That's somebody's uncle. That's a grown man. I'm not doing nothing. He's my elder. I try not to even argue, tongue wrestle with my elders. I don't get paid enough for doing that. That's a whole different type of savage. That's a whole freaking different type of savage. So when he come, he gonna come. Whatever higher power, they gonna come. Ain't none of us did right at the end of the day, so we're all in trouble. If we curse, glutton, greed, we are failing ourselves in some type of way. Children out of wedlock, whatever it is. Facts, Sonny. Facts. That's true. That's true, Cam. That's why I say all that information's out there. It's just up to somebody how much they're willing to research, what you're willing to learn, what you're everybody's thought process is on a different freaking level. And that's okay. Granted, based off these comments alone, we need help immediately. People just say, hey, people don't do right. People don't do right. One thing, like even Sonny says, they judged Jesus. They judged everybody. And who am I to be judged any differently? But the people that are judging, shall you really throw the first stone? Shall you really? I sit here and I watch people from church act like they're better than, and child. God is waiting for us to get it together. And the fact that we haven't is sad. I'm telling you, they're just looking down. All them higher powers are looking down at us like. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. But what kills me, Sonny, is the people that really think they got it together. And a lot of people hide behind Bible. They hide behind so many things. And they just make it seem like they're better. And I'm just like, that's like the part of my conversation I started the video off earlier, when I realized that you were on here. What makes us think we're better in real life? What are we really freaking basing these things off of? So don't get it messed up. He's always watching. Facts. Say it again. You judge Jesus and Jesus have the judgment day. I'm telling you, we look stupid judging anybody. In all actuality, we look stupid judging anybody. You know who we should be judging? Our freaking selves. That's who we should be judging. We're so busy judging this person, this person, this person, this person. We need to be judging our freaking selves. And that's just how I feel. You got time to worry about everybody else? Judge yourself. Sit there and see if you're up to par, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Free my grandma. I don't want to lie. I used to be a judgmental person. I thought I was better because of my money. I thought I was better because of my position. I thought I was better because I was bad. Thought I was better because I just thought I was better because of things that meant absolutely nothing. Thought I was better because just thought I was better. I used to talk to people disrespectfully, everything. Told you my dad gave me that reality check. Like, who do you think you really are? What do you have going on? You think the car means something? That big house? Oh, that meant something? I'm telling you. He used to check me. Hey Mo, how are you? What took place, Granny, in your life? What took place, Granny, in your life to make you wise up? I was in the streets. That's what made me see things for what it was. Like I said, but when I was in the streets, see, that's why I say my story's so different. Didn't use my body, wasn't unhoused. I was in the streets and I was introduced to a lot of things, and I seen how slimy the world really was. And just because I was out there being slimy in the world, I still had a heart, I still had compassion. I started mentoring and financially doing for others when I was probably 17, 18. So just because I was tearing down the community, I was also putting into the community. So I'm not saying one good makes my bad. I'm not saying that, but I've seen things for what it was. So that made me the person I am. That's why I don't know if you heard me say my comment earlier where I said, here I am, changed my life, trying to just be a correct human being. And my life went pew. When I was out there doing the most, everything was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. You know, it was beautiful. And here just trying to be the good person, it ain't beautiful. I can't lie to nobody. It ain't beautiful. So sometimes it makes you wonder what's the point in freaking change? But that's where I learned it from. Well, I was on the part of the live. Facts. What's your thoughts on kids who always use iPads and iPhones at a young age? Bad, bad. But that's how we get down now. That's what we do. It's a different day. It's a different problem. We don't play with our children no more. We slap tablets in front of them, computers, and this is all I'm gonna say. If you're gonna slap that tablet in front of your child, you're gonna slap that computer, that phone in front of your child. Ain't nothing wrong with doing it, but make them learn. Make them learn. Yeah, that's all right. If a child wants to be on that phone, make them learn a language. There's so many different things. Yeah, they can have access to all that, but make them learn. Make them learn while they're doing it. Make them learn. All information is good information in a child's mind. Well, one of my sons always had phones, but one of my sons, phones were different when he was, growing up. So yeah, you can have a phone, but you're playing the game in Chinese, or you're playing the game in Spanish, or you're doing this, that's what you're doing while you're on that phone. We're gonna learn bones, muscles while you're on that phone. So you're not just, as they got older, I couldn't control a lot of things, but when I could control it, I controlled it. So you actually took accountability for your life choices and never played victim. No, I chose the streets. I could have been like any other girl. I could have just laid up with guys and had boyfriends and, laid with this guy and he can be my boyfriend and help me pay bills and he can do this and he could do that. And I didn't want to do that. So I chose the streets. There's two types of women out there. One that lays up with men because she has to, and one that lays up with men because she wants to. And I knew at a young age, I had a baby at a young age, and I wasn't laying up with men. baby clothes, rent, bills, none of that. Yeah, why play victim? I laid down and got pregnant. My dad had a business. My dad had money. I could have stayed there. My dad could have took care of me and my baby. But that's not my dad's job. That's my job. You're doing exactly what you should be doing. That's teaching the young how not to follow in the behavior. Because this is my thing. This is my biggest thing. I understand life is meant to make mistakes. That's how you learn. I understand that. But people don't understand how making a certain decision is going to devastate you 2 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, 40 years down the line. So as much as we're meant to make mistakes and learn, every mistake we ain't meant to go through. And like I said, not everybody's going to listen. And sometimes the piece of game I gave them, they ain't going to use it right away anyways. You know, it's going to click in, waiting probably long after I'm in heaven. But the thing is, I put that game in their ear because they don't realize, I'm telling you, that the decisions I made destroyed me. That's why you'll see me come on here and cry. Who would ever thought something as small as me having children would the sacrifice? Who would ever thought I would be given 2 children with autism? Who would ever thought? I would never thought. I'm out there breeding like everybody else. I would have never thought. Not 1, but 2. Who would have ever thought? Who would ever thought that would have costed me my whole retirement, who would ever thought? And that's just one life lesson. The sacrifices I've had to make and will continue to make until the day I go to heaven for. Just because they can function and do this, do that, they're still in need. That's why my goal is to get this channel to blow up. I know it's very far-fetched that it would even happen. But that way I could move us all into one house and I could spend my last couple years just pouring into my autistic children whatever I can. Because once I'm long gone, somebody will have to care for them. So I want to spend my last couple years, if it's taking them to doctor appointments, mothering them, teaching them man stuff, whatever it is, that's just what I want to do with my time. I smile, Mickey, but I cry. I cry a lot. Hey, get on playing it. Thank you, Oracle. Thank you for my grandma. I'm so congested, y'all. Yeah, y'all just don't know. I cry a lot. I make it look good. That's why I say I make it look good. I come on here and try to be positive for you guys and, just be that person. But little do you know, my life is ugly. From the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed, my life is ugly. My realities are ugly. But, I can sit there and cry and be upset and be mad and be whatever, but is that really going to change anything? Of course, I have emotions and feelings and things like that. And, I got to let them out. And that's why I always tell people, you never know what somebody got going on. You never know. Every time I turn around, there's a freaking health issue. You think I'm strong. If that's truly your goal, you're going to have to do a lot more content. No, I understand. I understand how it works, Kelly, but this is it. Let me tell you how it works. I told you, the world don't want to see what I have to post. The world don't care about all this good, great crap. I could get on there and go bash it right now, and my channel will go like this. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Certain things, either I've embarrassed myself. It's certain things you just have to do to power up on here, and I'm not doing that. Certain things I'm not going to do for $1. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So if I got to take the slow road, I got to do whatever. I'm not doing that. I'm just, social media is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. So there's just certain things you have to do to rise, and I'm not doing that. If there weren't certain things I was willing to do in my life back then, I definitely ain't doing it now. I just have morals on what I stand on. I'm not a messy female. I'm not tongue rasping with heifers. Certain things I'm just not doing. I'm not bashing. Certain things I'm not doing. I'm not doing. I ain't built like that. Now this is what I call a strong woman looks like. Falling behind what's trending. Believe me, I could blow this channel up right now. I could have blew this channel up from day one. I ain't nobody's fool. Remember, I turned my son into an actor and model on social media. So I really understand how all this works. There's certain things I'm just built different. Killing, I understand. And I understand. Like I said, I do need to post. You're right. But at the end of the day, the world just don't want to see what they don't want to see. And that's it. So a lot of times I ain't going to waste my time. I just ain't going to. Them little couple dollars. See, this is what you fail to realize. My channel is still growing. My channel is still growing. I'm growing just off of lives alone. I can get off this live and I can turn my next live into a 20K easy. I do know how to do it. What I'm trying to do with my page, I'm looking at longevity. These couple dollars I would be making off these videos, they ain't enough to do nothing. Them couple $100 I'm gonna make in reality, it ain't enough to do nothing. I'm worried about building my channel, getting me a strong team behind me. So that way, now here's the thing. Have you watched the videos I am posting? Is everybody watching the video? It don't even be your own people. It ain't even your own people supporting you. First of all, it ain't even your own people supporting me. It's a reality to how all this works. I'm worried about, I need my numbers to grow, and I need my supporters to really rock with me. That's what's going to give me longevity and financial gain in the long run. These couple dollars that I'd be getting right now for these little stupid videos, Father God, cover my granny, and we rebuke anything. Facts, Sonny. Facts. Thank you, baby. Facts. We gonna figure it out. Either it's gonna be, it's gonna be. It ain't. If it's gonna be ugly, it's gonna be ugly. I know it's gonna be ugly. I just try to come on here and try to tell y'all, make it look good, but things are really, really ugly for me right now. But what the heck can I do? It doesn't mean that I'm still not gonna try to push through and turn something into something. My outcome with my health or whatever it is, I can't control. If it's been written, it's been written. A lot of our lives has been written. We just think we're in control. Our final days are already known. So, meanwhile, I'm just gonna try to do what I can and be great. That's all I can freaking do. Keep my mind intact. I know I do. I need to get my faith. I gotta get my faith. Remember I was saying that earlier with that other person. I gotta get a connection. I gotta get that connection back. I gotta quit overextending myself to helping all these people and doing all this stuff so I can get my connections, and I need to worry about me. I've realized a couple months ago, Sonny, that I devote so much of myself to others that I'm neglecting myself in so many ways. And that's a hard pill to swallow. I've always known, but that reality hit hard a couple months ago, and I'm like, I'm gonna take it day by freaking day. That's all I can freaking do. No, this is the devil trying to make you lose faith. This is your test. Sonny, sometimes I'm just like, I mean, how many tests do we need? I thought you've been testing me my whole life. You know what? And something in me just won't let me do it, Sonny. It won't let me do it. It won't let me do it. It won't let me do it. That's not what my heart tells me to do. People tell me all the time, don't worry about my kids. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Don't. But freaking heart, it just ain't set up like that. We have to learn to relearn. Boozled. I agree. The way me and my bro talk about how romantically mistreating women makes you more attractive to them, it feels like we're discussing black magic. True story. Relationships are weird. Yeah. But this is a sign that you're getting close to your breakthrough. I don't know, baby. I don't know. I hope, cause boy, it been real. I'd rather be single than with the weirdo. Crabs in a bucket. I agree. I hope, Sonny, good boy. It is ugly. I don't know. Sometimes I don't think that, Sonny. I don't think that. I think, yeah, my breakthrough, God, I don't know. I just think my health is going to fail. I really do. I really do. Yes, this is Chucky, guys. Yeah, I think that's a breakthrough. I think my health is going to fail. Chucky got braids. I gotta tell you, I got a lot of little things going wrong. I just don't tell you with my health, but they ain't looking too good. Yeah, we gave Chucky some braids, y'all. You're on dialysis? No, you didn't tell me. Yeah, now I got the kidneys, just every time I turn around, I'm just like, you turn negatives into positives all the time, though. I do it for y'all. In real life, little do y'all know. Little do y'all know. I really, yeah, we had to give him some braids, y'all. His hair was looking bad. His hair is kind of thinning like Granny's. He's getting old like Granny, I guess. But I had to hook him up. I had to hook him up, y'all. Stress is a silent. Oh, yeah. Granny helping everybody else, but who helping Granny? Facts. I know that's why everybody says, Granny, quit worrying about everybody else. But I can't do that. I can't do that. Like my baby Sonny. I speak and call her. I want to call her more, but I'm a rambler and all that. So I try not to do people like that because I have to realize I will go on with life lessons forever. But just like if I don't talk to her every so often, my heart don't sit right with me. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel, I just have to check on people. I just like people to be okay. Sonny, don't do that. I have to make sure you're okay. Yeah, I like his hair much better, y'all. I had him in two ponytails. I like stuff like this. I just like iconic stuff. Stuff that reminds me of my childhood. I just like stuff. these alarms and do other people's stuff, nothing to do with me. I know Sonny tries not to overload me, but Sonny, actually, your stuff doesn't overload me at all. It's my stuff that overloads me. Talking to you is refreshing for me. All that other stuff, it's my stuff. Oh, you gotta get you one. His wife was like looking like trash. I didn't even get her. She was so ugly. You don't care about their kids regardless how old they get. What happened? Who? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I care about my kids. Even though they get on my nerves, and my daughter, boy, is fine. She's a rough one. But them are still my kids. We ain't got cousins, we ain't got aunts, we ain't got uncles. We got me and my kids. That's it. That's all we have. The way I feel about life, I realize that I'm afraid of suffering. If you aren't afraid of pain or mental anguish, well, see, that's the thing. And like I told, this is one thing I say. I've done a lot of bad in my life. So to think I'm just going to go to heaven while I'm sleeping and it'll be a peaceful transition, I would be lying to myself. I know it's going to be cruel and ugly. And I'm not afraid to go to heaven, but I do know the transition to get there is going to most likely be an ugly transition. And that's what I'm afraid of. Now, if it were to just happen in my sleep, I'd be like, but I don't want to traumatize my children too much, Because when my dad went to heaven, I noticed that was, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to traumatize your children too much. That's why they don't even really know what I have going on with my health. I just keep it very. I'm just afraid of the suffering. It doesn't matter how it happens. If it's from someone's hand or illness or car wreck, age, I don't like the suffering. I'm not dating. I'm trying, but I just can't date just any man, Sonny. Because my children are going to be around me. Even if they got their own houses, whatever it is, at least somebody's going to be here. Even if they got their own house, somebody's going to be here. And, I'm not going to have some man that's going to feel some type of way towards my child or, because my situation is my situation. So I'm not going to let anybody, I'm just not going to. I would choose my children over a man any day. Once again, I know that should be a, think about yourself thing. But the reality is, my children still do have autism. I don't care what age they are, they have autism. And that's not going to go away. Just like, if I start dating a man and his child has autism or his child has a problem, us as a collective, even though there's another mama, us as adults, we have to do what we have to do for that child. And, my children are bothers to people, because most people's children are off in college or off living on their own or, just independent, and my children are little, they're independent, but they still, once again, you gotta be a certain type of guy. You gotta be a certain type of guy. He got to have good values, good traditions. I want somebody like my father, but not like my father. You know what I mean? I just want a manly man that understands loving family and how a family unit works. And without those traditional values, like I said, what I was dating when I was younger, that was, we were dating a breed while we were younger. But if I'm dating somebody at this age, it got to be right. I just ain't doing it to do it. I can have creep moves, I can have whatever, but I just choose not to, that's not even beneficial for me. Ain't none of that beneficial. Waste of freaking time. I just ain't looking for no friend. I need support, love, wisdom. Help me to be freaking great. That's what I need. Do I care about looks? A little. A little. We all want to have somebody we're attracted to. But I'm going to say this. A real man is a real man. A real man is a real man. That's what I care about. A real man will come in there and lock his position in. And you'll forget about all of that. A real man is a real man. That's what I want. A real freaking man. It's different levels in manhood, y'all. My daddy was a real man. So that's why I say I think my daddy ruined it for a lot of men. Because I know what a real man's supposed to do, how a real man's supposed to act, what a real man. Oh no. Kendra G. Oh God, could you imagine the weirdos? Can you imagine how many people I would not be good enough for? Because once again, they're basing, they base things off of crazy things. Instead of seeing you really got like a real woman, like this is a woman, a woman. But they people base things off of other things. But this is how I feel. I'm not gonna find my husband. And he don't even have to be a husband. I'm just using that word. My man will find me. And if he does not find me, I'm just gonna go to heaven with my children. That's where it's at. I got a homegirl who kind of messed up a new situation by going through dude stuff and talking about the doubt it gave her. He got mad and tried to cut her off, invasion of privacy, but they're okay. This is what I always say. My man is going to find me. My man could be on here right now for all I know. My man could be the next door neighbor, but my man is going to find me. Like, I see what you're working with. I see what you have. I don't care about that. I want you. I like your qualities as a woman. All that other stuff, I don't care about. I see your greatness. I feel so sick, y'all. When I was a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, childish things. It's you now, Granny. Yep. Sonny, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been home so long. When was it I was in the hospital? I still don't even know what day I went to the hospital. Sonny, did you know a piece of my lung collapsed? It was bad. It was really, really bad. I do got some medicine. Where's it at? I didn't even take none yesterday. I was supposed to and I forgot. I got to do something. I am so... All I know is I was doing it live one day and I'm like, I don't feel good. And I was coughing the week prior and I smoked, so I know what a smoker's cough was. This wasn't a smoker's cough. This was like, I was laughing and I ended up coughing and it was like my lungs were deflating. It was like a weird feeling. And then that one day, Sunday or Monday, I don't know what day it was, I was doing it live. and I was feeling something like a pain I never felt before. And during the live, I was trying not to let y'all know, but at the end of the live, I kind of felt like I was gonna pass out a little bit. I'm like, man, something ain't right. Something ain't right. By the time I got off the live, I went standing on business as a man against a woman is an art from itself. I know that's why I had to get that stress level away from me. No, it was bad, Sonny. I think I was on live for like maybe 15 minutes. I was like, all right, you guys, I gotta go. I don't even feel good. I try to be here for you guys and let you guys be happy. And the world's a beautiful place. Little do you know, I was feeling it right when I was like those last 2-3 minutes alive. It felt like my lung was just, and I'm over there. I'm like, is this a mind? No, this can't be, because I wasn't sick. I was just cutting the elderly lady's grass that came home from the hospital. Like, you would have never convinced me. I mean, I went downhill in seconds. It was bad. And I didn't want to scare nobody. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get off live. I'm not feeling good. I'm tired. As soon as I pressed that off button, I just laid back. And that's when my lung just said, it just closed all the way up. I was like, what the? Yeah, I drink a lot of water. I eat healthy. I can't figure out what the heck. Oh yeah, the food. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys this about the food. I was raised on a farm. I want you to understand this. So I've seen how long it takes every animal, not every, but I've seen a lot of animals grow. I've seen a lot of plants grow, stuff like that. Trees, everything takes a certain amount of time. If you don't think there's nothing on that food, even the food they're calling organic, you're lying to yourself. It takes so long to produce the animal up into an age where you can butcher it. It takes so long to produce a head of cabbage, a patch of strawberries. They are putting things on food. We would have ate the world dry hundreds of years ago if they weren't putting things on food. I'm just saying. Think about it. Really think about it. We would have ate the world dry hundreds of years ago. There is something on everything. Have a good day, Samantha, honey bunny. Watermelon juice. I do a lot. I eat watermelon every day. I ate my garlic today. I ate my orange today. My vinegar water. I eat really healthy. That's why I'm just like, to find out my health is karma. Karma's something else. Watch how you treat people. Watch the things you do. I think people are getting, yes, people are coming down with a C word that's never smoked a day in their. Cucumber water. I'm gonna grab some cucumbers later. That's the only thing I didn't grab when I went to the freaking store yesterday. That's why you need to detox your body so often and purge the body of parasites. Facts. Ain't nothing we're eating good no more. Coconut water is good. I know, but I like coconut, but I don't like coconut water. I know, I can't believe I got cucumbers. That's like a staple. That's like one of the things I do keep in the house. Certain things I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have watermelon like on an everyday basis. I'm gonna have watermelon, I'm gonna have garlic, I'm gonna have oranges, I'm gonna have grapes, I'm gonna have, yeah, certain things are just staples. Cucumbers. Can't believe I did not buy one. I suck. Oh, that like what? Even bacon tastes a little rubbery now. Oh, it's all bad. Think about chilling on my meat. I would, Sonny. That meat, it's all bad. It's all bad. Sonny, a lot of people don't know this, and I don't know if you ever heard this, but when my dad was going through the C word, my mom is an island gal amongst a bunch of other things. When my dad was going to the C word, the first time he had the C word, what he had, he shouldn't have even survived. But because the things my mother was feeding him are now implemented in that doctor office. Now, I don't know if it's something they share with whoever, but that specific doctor office now implements some of her food choices into their suggestions for their clients. I don't know what they did further with it. And that's why I say food does do a lot of things, but sometimes it don't. That's why as much as I've studied on all this healthy stuff and stuff like that, as much as I believe in it, I question it in the same breath. Because it's like, yeah, I do think it can, but sometimes I just think it can't. And that's just like the same fact. How do I even have high cholesterol? So, child, I don't even know what to think no more. I don't know what's good, what's bad. Everything you think you know, child. But you have to eat. You have to eat to survive. So it's like, sometimes I look at my student loans and say, why would I pay back these people? Yes. Imagine, and you know what? Here's a weird thing. Imagine to pay for education. Imagine that. Sonny, I want you to go back to school. That's what I want you to do. I want you to go back to school because you can still be great. You're still young enough where you can still be great. That wheelchair doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing at all. Young enough, you can still be great. Even in that wheelchair. I said that from video one. I want her to go back to school. I think that's going to really be your way to win. A pastor, that would be a good one. Believe it or not, that's a good one. They get paid good. We don't want to tell no freaking lie. And then you also are servicing your community. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of nothing. Don't be scared of nothing. Ain't nobody better than you, like I told you before. You deserve a chance, just like everybody else. We all deserve a chance to have a chance. It's what you do, that freaking chance. Don't be scared of nothing. Motivational speaker. You know what? Them are all good things. But I see you doing something totally different. I really do. I really, really, really do. I can see you with a career. I think you're just underestimating yourself. Oh, I'm telling you, true story, Richard. That's up to you to decide. But I can see you in the office just like everybody else. An office, a big wig. That's what I can see you. In whatever field you want. Driving right on up in there, going up the elevator in that wheelchair with no shame. Being Big Mama. That's what I see. Because you got to remember this, Sonny. At the end of the day, I'm so mucusy. You have to have money to retire on. Your girl's going to love you all day long, but they're going to have their own thing going on. You have to have money to retire on. Things are going to change. Prices are going to change. Your situation ain't going to change. So your situation has to be the best situation it can be for you. You will not be the only person in your situation that goes to work every day. You being able to drive and all these things will come to you. You have to go step by step. You wouldn't be the first person to have a freaking career like that. Ever. Don't even believe that. Don't even believe that. We got some of our greatest in a situation somewhat similar like you. So I just believe in what I believe in, and I feel like you deserve, and I feel like that from day one. It's not enough for. I wish I could say, "Hey, I think you'd be good at this," or you have to pick your passion, your poison, because every job you're going to start out loving, and you're going to hate it anyways when it's all said and done. But I just think you're capable of being great, and I don't think that is here. It's not here. It's here. My homegirl is in a wheelchair and she's a nurse. Yes, I'm telling you. Some of our greatest inventors, scientists, people doing big power moves. I'm telling you. Yes. Yes. It's about here. It's about here. This is all about. You don't need two. You don't, yeah, they're nice. Yeah, they're nice. But in reality, it's about here. It's about that education. That's what gets you that freaking job. That's why I told you, go back to school, go back to school. You'd be great. And you're young enough to still achieve that. Your arm, you can drive, with your wheelchair, I'm telling you, you're gonna figure it all out. It's all going to come. Peace. Where you're at now, you're not always gonna be there unless you allow yourself to stay in that position. Do not allow yourself. Don't be like me and get comfortable. See, prime example. How I'm like, okay, this is my situation. I'm gonna stay in my situation because I need to do my due diligence with my babies and my this. And I've knocked a lot of my chances down in life. Don't, and not saying that was wrong for me to do because they were my babies, but I've limited myself because of worried about little what ifs. Don't worry about those what ifs. Just be freaking great. And you will not always be in the same situation you're in. I'm telling you, you will get a car. Remember what I told you. Big check, big car. Modify the car so you can freaking drive the car. The check's big enough, you can pay somebody to drive the car. So what if you can't clean your house? You might be able to pay somebody to do it if the check is big enough. So as long as you have money, you'll be able to fix a lot of your problems. I will, baby. Well, actually, when I get off here, I got an errand I got to do. A little doctor, crazy type thing. But I will call you before I go to bed. I promise you that. To the earth and evil, don't forget. That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm going to this doctor because I don't know. I feel like I'm not, I'm kind of like feeling a little iffy. And I'm losing a lot of weight. So I'm I don't know. Got me a little, I'm trying to act like I'm not nervous, but I'm a little, I'm not feeling 100%. And as soon as I do know I got things going on, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. One day at a time, that's all I can do. But let me get off here. I want to bathe and stuff, and I didn't want to tell y'all, but since my baby's on here, I am gonna go to the doctor because I'm feeling a little. I'm not feeling myself. So I'm gonna make a little emergency visit into the doctor and just do a little touch base, like, hey, what's going on here? I'm losing a lot of weight real fast. What are we doing? So I love you. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for being kind to me. I love you, Sonny. I love you, everybody. I love you, Cam. I love whoever's been kind to me. I appreciate you. You guys have the best freaking day, best freaking day ever. And I will see you guys later. I love you. Bye, Sonny, baby. I love you, baby.